Hello guys, this is Brian Barr's Intro to Painting class. We got this space for around $25 for each student, and which was 10 students each. And it's a pretty big space that we have here at the Russell, and located in Detroit. And this is my work right here. This is I'm a printmaker. I like working with linoleum and copper, and also I wanted to go with different kinds of materials, so I used wood too. This is more of I was thinking about nature goes with architecture, you know, conflicting with each other, and I wanted to bring both of them together as a clashing world. So that's basically my thought, and I wanted to not just bring just imagery, and I wanted to bring words, like someone just to really pop it out, the idea. So I used type, and I added a little bit of image to have more of an emphasis, and I still use the you know, nature versus the architecture in that aspect. And then on the other side, I have the relief of the printmaker. Yeah, and introduce you to.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Alex. This is one another student.
I'm Alex. This is my piece. I'm really interested in like ecology, I guess, and just like the relationship between like human thought and nature, and how we, you know, form patterns in our daily lives and structures. And I like to take those images and like just combine them and make these very dramatic and active moments. It's kind of my interpretation of roadkill, or the act of roadkill, I guess. I don't know, just fleeting moments and just like things that aren't capturable really intrigue me, and I like to do things like that in my work. I also did these collage pieces. This is actually part of a larger version of this piece. I wanted to take these initially and blow them up. However, time I kind of restricted my ambition a little bit and my procrastination. But I don't know, they turned out really nice, I think. I had a blast doing them, and I think they kind of explore this similar theme. And this is Aaron, who just stepped in.
Hey Aaron, tell me about your work.
I like colors and markers and paint, so might as well do it. That's an awful description of my work.
What do you mean better description?
I'm just tired. I've been sleeping on the ground in here.
What was the process from going from small pieces to gigantic?
It started with this one here on the left, and I was just kind of messing around. I bought these acrylic paint markers, and I wanted to see just how they behaved on a surface like drywall. From there, I blacklined it. Then I went and tried it on some wood, and I liked the way that it bled through on the wood grain. From there, I blew it up one more size on the drywall to attempt to see what it would look like laid out on a larger piece. From there, the original idea was to take each one of these smaller objects with the texture and highlighting on them and cut those out of drywall, paint them, and attach it. But in like a 10-day time frame, that wasn't doable, so it just turned into a mural. Kind of like at the last minute, after I'd laid down the whole thing with latex and blacklined it, I decided the best way to add depth was to take the original paint markers that I'd done the sketch with and work them back in to the final piece. So it ends up pretty self-referential, I think.
How do you feel about all the things connecting from colors to concepts?
It's a heavy question.
I mean, your work and other work of these two that are in this room. It's a pretty cohesive show just for...
I didn't even know you were going to use that blue. It worked pretty well, Ken.
So happenstance?
Yeah, but we're all, I mean, our class is pretty tight-knit. I mean, kind of on the same page. Right. So I'm not surprised too much by that.
Hey, tell me more about the roadkill work that was in the other room, because that also relates to yours.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let's go run over there. want to tell me about your piece really quick?
Sure, I'll tell you a little bit about my piece. Transitioning from a very traditional sense of a painting intro class to a really conceptually rich experience, and being able to do this, I actually took a lot of influences I've had this year in art, and I got to translate them in a way that I found a part of myself, and I realized that really what makes me the artist I am is the pieces that put together to make a greater whole. So that's kind of what my piece explains. And it was it was an experimental process, but it was something that I feel was very successful.
Point out to me some of the experiments that you had fun with, trying to figure out.
Well, one of the things that in my work I'm really interested in right now is learning the spaces in between the moves, and how those are the spaces that are very important, not always the moves themselves. So I'm working a lot with negative spaces, and then this molecular kind of energy in the colors of the energies and chakras. So it was a lot of spiritual and conceptual work at the same time, and being a student and being in Detroit, all these influences at once, it's just, I feel these are the first steps in the process. And I am the artist, so I am the medium.
Cool. Since I don't know if anyone else is here that could tell me about the work, is there anything else you might want to tell me about that you think is fun?
Well, I think it's really fun, and I think a lot of people in our class got a lot of free reign, whereas they would not usually be doing these painting projects. And I know that with Steven's work, he has a lot of old kind of statements and issues, and he does work with sound as well, and it's all a process we're beginning to find that is learning who we are, even if we don't know it at the time. So I think that each person that was in this show really they found what their interests are, or closer to maybe deciding the mediums, at least for now, that we're using. So it's a really exciting show. And for freshmen in an intro to painting class, this is it's blown our minds along with our professors. And I hope that more of this energy can go on, and CCS can just become a richer experience. So,
cool.
yeah.
Zoom in on some of the other work that's going on over here.